What is going on, everybody? My name is Spellslinger, and today I am bringing you the deck profile, the deck that is destroying the meta right now. Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon is absolutely tearing it up in Master Duel right now, and not a lot of people are covering this. I know that there's been a couple people that have uploaded deck profiles, but not a ton. Not a lot of coverage is being done on this deck, so I want to bring you my rendition, my variation of this Blue Eyes Chaos Max deck profile. Just the easiest way to get it out, to get your advanced ritual arts as well as your rituals that you need to get in hand to summon them. And yeah, we'll hop into this in just a second. But my name is Spellslinger. Hit the subscribe button if you are new. We post or try to post daily Master Duel content, whether that be deck profiles, discussions, new updates to the game, anything like that. I try to post at least once daily, or just as often as I can push them out. But I'm having a ton of fun with this game. I hope that you are too. Let's get into this Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon deck profile. So, first things first, we are playing 2 copies of Blue Eyes White Dragon. This is just what you use to ritual summon out your Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon and just your Chaos Dragon. We played 2 of these. We send that off of either the Advanced Ritual Art or the Chaos form to ritual summon out our big guys. They're garnets in our hand. We don't really summon them out. They're just used strictly for being able to summon out our big guys. We're playing 1 Deskbot 001. We'll use this in combination with the Mecha Phantom Beast Colt Wing for our Auroradon line, and we have replays at the end that's going to be showing out all these combos and what the deck is capable of doing, so stick around for that. But the basic gist of the Deskbot is when 2 or more machine monsters are special summoned at the same time, while this card is in the graveyard, you can special summon this card, so it's just extension, but it's all part of the Auroradon combo line that will be shown in the replays that I have. So after that, we're playing 1 Tenyu Spirit at Hara. This is really good going first. If you control no effect monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. So we want to be able to make our Crystron Huckafibrax as quickly as possible, and a free special summon of Adhara, which is a level 1 tuner, facilitates that, as well as Synchro 8 lines into Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend, if at all possible. So we play this. Doesn't take up the normal summon if we are going, if we open this in our opening hand. Along the same lines, Deep Sea Diva is a 1-card Crystron Huckafibrax. We play 3 of this. It is a really good normal summon. When it's normal summoned, you can special summon 1 at level 3 or lower Sea Serpent monster from your deck. And Deep Sea Diva is a Sea Serpent, so you normal summon this guy, use the effect on summon to get out another copy, go straight into your Crystron Huckafibrax. So super powerful, super consistent, just a 1-card excellent combo line to get all of your pieces into the Huckafibrax, into the Auroradon. Perfect. After that, hand traps, we're playing 3 Max C and 3 Ash Blossom. Pretty standard, like I say for all the deck profiles that I have, that pretty much all of them have the Max C and the Ash Blossom. Just really good, just a pretty standard lineup. Now, Diviner of the Herald. This card is super good. This is probably the best normal summon in the entire deck. So if this card is normal or special summoned, you can send 1 fairy monster from your deck or extra deck to the graveyard. The level modulation doesn't really come up a whole lot. But what you do with this is you normal summon the Diviner, activate the effect to send Herald of the Arclight from your extra deck to the graveyard, and then activate the effect of the Herald of Arclight, that when it's sent to the graveyard, you can add a ritual monster or a ritual spell from your deck to your hand. So if you have 1 piece, let's say that you have Advanced Ritual Art, you can add a copy of the Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon, or if you have the Chaos Max Dragon, you can add a copy of Advanced Ritual Art and just have both of those pieces in your hand. Now, the good thing about our Huckafibrax line is that we are able to get out multiple copies of Herald and send them to the graveyard throughout the course of the turn. So even if you don't have either piece in your hand, you're still able to go through your Huckafibrax line to get both of these pieces into your hand, so you can summon out all of your combo pieces and get out your Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon as quickly and as efficiently as possible. So Diviner of the Herald, super good, super good. After that, we are playing a sizable Danger Engine. We want to churn through this deck as quickly as possible, but we are also playing a lot of level 8s to facilitate some rank 8 plays, some rank 8 OTK plays that are showcased in the replays, so be sure to stick around for those. We're playing 2 Jackalope. If you don't know, give you a brief explanation. The dangers, what they do is they reveal them in hand, and then a random card is discarded from your hand. If the discarded card was not the danger that you revealed, you special summon that danger that you revealed, and then draw a card. If it was, or if there is any danger in your hand that is discarded by that effect, they all have effects that trigger when they are discarded. Jackalope special summons any danger from the deck. Tsuchinoko here special summons itself from the graveyard. Danger Nessie special, it's a Rhoda for the archetype. It adds any danger from your deck to your hand. Danger Bigfoot pops any face-up card your opponent controls, and Danger Thunderbird pops any face-down card your opponent controls. So just good, really good extension, really good way to churn through your deck because you draw a card each time that they are summoned, and just really good way to churn through your deck, get bodies on the board. Rank 8 facilitation here. Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon. After that, we're playing 2 copies of this. It is your big boss monster for the deck. Your opponent can't target it with card effects, and it can't be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. It's just super powerful, 4,000 attack, and if it attacks a defense position monster, it inflicts double piercing battle damage, so super good. We're playing 1 of the regular Blue Eyes Chaos Dragon, so depending on the situation, if you're able to search out, the Chaos Dragon might be better than the Chaos Max Dragon if you're able to dump a Herald and either add a Chaos Max Dragon or a Chaos Dragon, just depending on what the board calls for. The Chaos Dragon's a little bit different. Your opponent can't target it with card effects, and it can't be destroyed by card effects, so it's the same protection as the Max Dragon. But if this card was ritual summoned using a Blue Eyes White Dragon, which for 90% of the time it will be, when it declares an attack, you can change the battle position of as many monsters your opponent controls as possible, and then the attack and defense of those changed monsters become 0. And then that turn, if it attacks a defense position monster, inflict battle damage. So kind of forces your opponent's monsters into that defense position, so you can get in piercing battle damage with either your Chaos Max Dragon or the regular Chaos Dragon. So really good. Advanced Ritual Art, one of the best ritual spells in the game. If you have your Chaos monster or your ritual monster in your hand as well as a ritual art, you don't need to have the material on field. You can send it straight from deck. So Advanced Ritual Art, special summon a ritual monster and use the you send normal monsters from your deck to the graveyard whose total levels equal the level of that ritual monster. So you send your Blue Eyes White Dragon from the deck, special summon out your Max Dragon or the Chaos Dragon. So super good, super powerful there. We are playing 1 Chaos form. There are scenarios that come up where you either open or brick on your Blue Eyes White Dragon, and if you get these into the graveyard or just in your hand, then you can use the Chaos form instead of the Advanced Ritual Art to still be able to go into your Chaos Max Dragon if you don't have any of your Blue Eyes White Dragons in deck, so you send off of the Advanced Ritual Art. So you use the Chaos form just as kind of a plan B if you are out of Blue Eyes White Dragons in deck. And the last, I guess, hand trap that you could call it, we're playing 2 Called by the Grave. Really good. There's a lot of cards in this deck that are very susceptible to Ash. That being, of course, Diviner of the Heralds, Deep Sea Diva. Both of our normal summons in this deck are very susceptible to Ash, as well as Herald of the Arclight, our Halqifibrax line. We have a lot of very susceptible points in this deck that do get shut down by Ash, so we want to run the Called by the Grave to just kind of insulate ourselves as much as possible. Now, before we move on to the extra deck, there is a version of this deck that plays Interrupted Kaiju Slumber for going second. If your opponent sets up a really big board, it's just a board wipe. And in a couple of the replays that I'm gonna have, I do run a version of the deck with Interrupted Kaiju Slumber. I went ahead and decided that the Deep Sea Diva version of this deck is a little bit better. If you did want to run the Interrupted Kaiju Slumber, you would just swap out the Deep Sea Diva, cut down a couple of your danger names, and then just replace 5 cards, the 3 Kaiju Slumber and then the 1 and 1 of whatever kaiju that you prefer to run. But this is the version of the deck that I have decided to play, but the replays that I have showcase both of the versions of the deck, so just a little bit of a heads up there. So, getting into the extra deck, we are running one Elder Entity Natis. So the only reason that we are sending this is because it is a target to send off of Diviner of the Herald. It is a fairy, so we are able to send it. So if we are trying to clear our opponent's board, normal summon Diviner of the Herald and send Elder Entity Natis to the graveyard, activate the effect, and it just pops a card on the field. So you just clear for board wipes to get into your other plays. And just really good for cleaning up boards. We're playing 2 Herald of the Arclight. We have lots of ways to get this into the graveyard with either Diviner of the Herald or the Crystron Halqifibrax, or we can even end on one for just negations on our end board going first or into late grindy games. It's a Omni Negate, just tribute itself, and then it negates and destroys any effect, whether that be monster, spell, or trap. So lots of good things here. You could bump this to 3 if you wanted to and get rid of something else, but this is what I typically go with. Clearwing Synchro Dragon. This can be replaced with a lot of other level 7 Synchro monsters, but for Clearwing Synchro Dragon, it is just something that we end on using the Aurora Dawn line because we have lots of tokens and lots of tuners with the Deskbot 001 that we recur. But it is just a form of interruption. Once returned, when another level 5 or higher monster activates its effect on the field, quick effect, you can negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. And then once returned, when a monster effect is activated that targets one level 5 or higher monster on the field, and no other cards, quick effect, you can negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. If this card effect destroys a monster, this card gains attack equal to the destroyed monster's original attack until the end of the turn. So really nice, just protection and monster effect negation there. So good thing to keep in mind going there. So we are playing 1 Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend. We do have a couple ways to go into level 8 synchros, whether that be with Danger Nessie and Adhara or with the Deskbot. We have ways of getting into this. So this is kind of just a late grindy game way of being able to get out. Get out a 3000 beater, as well as the effect is really nice. Once per turn, you can destroy as many special summoned effect monsters on the field as possible with attack less than or equal to this card's, then inflict 500 damage to your opponent for each destroyed monster. So really nice burn effect, as well as just being a 3000 body. Really nice. So for the Exceeds that we're playing the Draglubion combo. If you don't know, I go over this in a lot of other deck profiles, but I'll give you a brief explanation. It's a generic 2 level 8. It can't be targeted with card effects, but you detach a monster, and then you can special summon a numbered dragon monster from the extra deck and attach another numbered dragon monster to it as material, and we either go into number 100 or the number 38 Hope Harbinger. What the number 100 does is that you detach a material and it gains 1000 attack for every rank on the field. So at a base, it'll have 9,000, so it's really good for OTK plays. And because we play things like Danger Bigfoot and Diviner sending Elder Entity Natis, we have a lot of ways to easily clear our opponent's board to get in for that easy 9,000 attack directly to the face to OTK. The number 38 Hope Harbinger is just, again, really good. It is a spell negation, and if you do, take that spell card and attach it as material for the Hope Harbinger. And then after that, we are playing 2 rank 3s. We're playing the Phantom Knights of Breaksword. Really good. It's just generic 2 level 3s. Detach a material, target a card you control and a card your opponent controls, and destroy them both. Good for getting just around your opponent's monsters. And then we're playing number 60 Dugaris, the Timeless. We're playing a couple level 4s in here, that being the Cult Wing, as well as the Herald of the Arclight. It's kind of niche and it doesn't come up a whole lot, but it is a way to either boost monsters, get additional cards, or special summon and keep going and keep extending. You detach both materials, and you can either skip your next draw phase to draw 2 cards, then discard 1, skip your next main phase, and then special summon a monster from your graveyard at defense position, or skip the battle phase of your next turn, and then double the attack of 1 monster you control until the end of the turn. So something that you can do is go into Dugaris, use the effect of Draglubion to get out the number 100, and then if you're not quite there, you can go into Dugaris to boost the attack of the number 100 just to an insane amount. Even that base 9,000 will get up to 18,000 attack and should be able to clear any attack position monster and still be able to get in for game. So just a little niche play right there that's still really cool. And then the last Exceed play that we are using is the Divine Arsenal AA Zeus Sky Thunder. Just board wipes, really good. Not a whole lot needs to be said there, just really good. Really, really good. We're playing 4 links. We're playing 1 Crystron Haka Fibrax, 1 Nightmare Unicorn, 1 Mecha Phantom Beast Auroradon, 1 Axis Code Talker. We play the Unicorn to go into the Axis Code Talker. Axis Code Talker's effect to target the Unicorn to gain 3,000 attack, and then just a bunch of pops. We are playing the Water and the Dark, so just a couple pops on our turn to clear through and OTK there. The Crystron Haka Fibrax and the Mecha Phantom Beast Auroradon are both part of the Auroradon combo and are very important to go into, and will be explained in the replays. But basically, Crystron Haka Fibrax gets out a level 3 or lower tuner from the deck on summon, and then the Mecha Phantom Beast Auroradon gets just tokens that special summon at the same time, which activate the effect of the Deskbot 01, and then there's a secondary effect where you can destroy 2 cards that you control, and then special summon out the Mecha Phantom Beast Colt Wing from our deck. The Colt Wing gets us more tokens, which brings back the Deskbot 001, and we can go into Herald of the Arclights throughout that combo to get us copies of the Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon, as well as Advanced Ritual Art or Chaos Form, or just the regular Chaos Dragon. So that is the deck that I have constructed. If you want to play it with the Kaijus for going second versions, or I guess this deck is a going second deck technically, but if you wanted to have interrupted Kaiju Slumbers instead of the Deep Sea Divas, then that's totally fine. Nothing wrong with that either. This is just the deck that I have chosen to go with. If you have any suggestions or things that you would change about the deck, definitely let me know. There are definitely other things that you can do to make this deck a little bit more consistent. You can play things like Trade-In, Melody of Awakening Dragon to search out either your Blue Eyes or your Chaos Max Dragon, just to churn through your deck a little bit faster. And with that, you could play things like Chaos Dragon Levianeer and Arch Nemesis Escados. There are a lot of different ways to play this deck, and this is a very basic form of what is going on here. So I hope you have enjoyed the deck profile. Let's go ahead and get into some replays. I will see you in just a second. Alright, so going into this first replay right here, our opponent is going to be going first here. Our hand is pretty decent, so our opponent is going to start things off with the effect of the Madolche Petting Zazor, and we are going to chain Maxi to that effect, allowing us to be able to draw cards. And our opponent is playing Adamancipator here, so they are going to have to decide on whether or not they are going to commit to a board that special summons 40 times, or just pass here. So they are going to activate the effect of the Gallant Granite, adding a copy of the Researcher, and because we have Maxi, they decide to just pass right here, and our board, our opening hand is looking pretty good. So we draw Advanced Ritual Art for turn. We're going to normal summon the effect, normal summon Diviner of the Heralds, activate the effect of the Diviner to dump a copy of Herald of the Arclight. Herald of the Arclight is going to add us a copy of the Chaos Blue Eyes or the Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon, activate the effect of the Advanced Ritual Art, dumping a Blue Eyes White Dragon from deck to summon out the Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon. From here, what we are going to do, Maxi is going to come down. They should have done that a little bit earlier, but that's okay. We're going to activate the effect of the Danger Thunderbird, getting itself out, and then drawing, and then using the effect of the Danger Jackalope to get itself out. And from here, we do something a little bit weird. So what we do is we actually use the Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon, as well as the Danger Thunderbird to go into a copy of Draglubion. Draglubion effect is going to detach and summon out a copy of that number 100 Numeron Dragon. Use the effect of the Numeron Dragon to boost it, and it'll have 13,000 attack and be able to clear the Gallant Granite and to just get in for game. So that is an easy way of using using the boss monster of the deck to go into plays and kind of adapt to what the board calls for. So just because you're able to get out your big boss monster does not inherently mean that you have to use it. So if you see an opportunity to go into something else, like this replay showed, definitely take advantage of it. We'll get into some other replays right now. See you in just a second. Alright, getting into the second replay here, and our opponent is once again going first, and we'll see what we can do. We open pretty decent, not too much to complain about here. So, our opponent is going first. They're going to activate a copy of Terraforming, adding a copy of Magical Meltdown, of course. Magical Meltdown effect will add a copy of Alistair the Invoker from the deck to the hand. They will normal summon that copy of Alistair the Invoker using the effect, and we, of course, will hold the Ash until the Alistair comes down. So, from here, Ash Blossom will negate the copy of Alistair on the field, and they will set one, link into a copy of Salmon Grey Almirage, and then I believe that they just pass from there. So from here, what we are going to do is we are going to draw an Interrupted Kaiju Slumber for turn. We're going to go ahead and activate that now to give them a copy of the Gamma Seal and give us a copy of Ghidarla. From here, we're going to activate the copy of Advanced Ritual Art in our hand, sending a copy of Blue Eyes Chaos Dragon. And then getting out the Chaos Dragon, getting us a copy of Tsuchinoka, and from here we could have done a couple things, but since we were able to use a copy of Blue Eyes White Dragon for the summon of the Blue Eyes Chaos Dragon, we could use the effect and the effect on attack declaration to change their monsters to defense and make their attack and defense 0, so we could do piercing damage. So that was going to be my plan. Unfortunately, they did have the Forbidden Droplet here, and they send the Magical Meltdown, which will negate the effect as well as half the attack. So we are unable to redeclare, so we have to crash, unfortunately, here. But we're just going to go ahead and get over the Gamma Seal with our Ghidarla and pass to our opponent. So we're looking pretty okay. We have a Max C in hand. We'll see what we can do. Here. So they're going to set one and activate the effect of Monster Reborn. We will chain the Maxi just so we can get as much advantage as we can. So Maxi will resolve, and then Monster Reborn will get them back their copy of Alistair the Invoker. And then but we get the Deskbot off the top, which is pretty. It's a Garnet, so it's pretty not great here. So we're going to activate the effect of the Bigfoot, and it will hit itself, and so we're going to use the effect to pop the Alistair, and from here we're going to normal summon the Deskbot 001 to go into a copy of the Crystron Halqifibrax. Crystron effect will get us a copy of, but before that they will chain the effect of the Dogmatica Fleur-de-Lis. And that will come down. They don't control another Dogmatica monster, so they won't be able to negate, but we will be able to get out a copy of Diviner of the Herald. And from here, I didn't actually put in Nightmare Unicorn yet into this version of the list, so we aren't able to get access code Talker up to 5,300, but it's at 4,300, so still pretty good. And we can banish to destroy the Fleur-de-Lis and then get in for some good damage. End phase, we are just gonna get switch it back to our opponent here, and our opponent draws Invocation off the top. Unfortunate, but they're going to banish our Diviner as well as Alistair the Invoker to go into a copy of Invoked Mechaba, and from there they will just use the effect of the Invocation to add Alistair back to the hand, and from there they will just go ahead and pass it back to us. So our turn, we are going to draw, and we draw a pretty good top deck. So we're going to go Diviner of the Herald. We know that they have a monster negate should they want to use it, and that's going to be the Alistair in hand. So not a whole lot of use wasting one of our Herald of Arclights. So I go ahead and just decide to dump a Natis on the normal summon of the Diviner. Use the effect of Natis targeting the invoked Mechaba. Mechaba will, of course, negate to preserve itself. And from here, the Mechaba will negate the Elder Enemy Natis. And then from here, we just go battle phase, getting over the Mechaba, getting in for damage. So from here, we're just going to pass it back to our opponent, and they will draw for turn. They are going to go for a Dogmatica Maximus. Now, this was a really funny play because Maximus will force both of us to send 2 cards from our extra deck to the graveyard. They send El Shadal Construct and El Shadal Al Capone. And we just go ahead and send both copies of Herald of the Arclight because the effect to search these ritual cards is not once per turn, so we can add both combo pieces to our hand. So Herald of the Arclight chained to itself, so we are going to add copies of Advanced Ritual Art, and we're going to add the Chaos form as well as the Blue Eyes Max Dragon. the Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon. So we're going to pass it. They're just going to pass it back to us, and we're going to activate the Chaos form, getting out the copy of the Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon. And from here, we're just going to go battle phase, and they will scoop. So this is just a really good deck. It has a really good matchup against this Dogmatica Invoked Shaddoll play for that reason specifically. When they use the effect of Maximus, you can just dump your copies of Herald of the Arclight to the graveyard and add your combo pieces. Alright, so getting into this next replay, our opponent is once again going to be going first, and we open... Okay, definitely not the worst. We have that copy of Deep Sea Diva, which is, of course, a 1-card Halqifibrax. So our opponent is on Ursartix. I don't really know how to pronounce that, but they're going to activate the effect. We're going to chain Max C, and they do have a Called by the Grave in hand, unfortunately. So Called by the Grave is going to negate our Max C, and they are just going to go ahead and get into some Ursartic plays. I'm going to be honest, I have no idea how Ursartic works. They can summon themselves by discarding other Ursartic cards, I think is how it works. So they're going to activate the effect here to get out more effects and go into a copy of Ursartic Polari. Activating a Ursartic Big Dipper, using the effect of both of these to banish and summon back. And then they're going to go into a copy of Ursartic Sempitreon, something like that. So the big thing here is that I did the Yu-Gi-Oh player thing where I forgot to read cards, and I didn't read cards. So here, what they do, the effect of however the hell you pronounce it, is that monsters without a level, their effects are negated. So me going into this Halqifibrax line, I wasn't reading this card, and the effect of the Halqifibrax is negated. So we're just going to go into some danger plays. Danger Bigfoot will destroy, and then we're just going to go into a Thunderbird, discarding here, and then getting us a copy of this. They're going to activate the effect of the more Ursartic cards. They're a little bit hard to pronounce, I'm sorry. But Jackalope will be able to get onto the field, drawing a Max C. We're going to go into a copy of the Nightmare Unicorn. We elect to not use the effect of the Nightmare Unicorn, so we can keep the Max C in hand for next turn. But we're going to go into a copy of Access Code Talker. Access Code Talker here will be able to target the Nightmare Unicorn to gain 3,000 attack, and then we're going to use the effect of the Access Code Talker to clear up their field and get in for a nice chunky 5,300 attack during the battle phase. We're just going to pass it from there. So flipping to our opponent, they are going to draw for turn, and they are going to activate a copy of Ursartic Slider, and from here we're going to Max C just so we can get as much advantage as possible. So they're going to activate the effect to summon back out a copy of the McPolar, adding a copy of again, whatever. They have the copy of Regeki in hand to clear up our board. Unfortunate, but we'll see what we draw off the top, and that is a perfect top deck. So we're going to normal summon Diviner of the Herald, sending a copy of Herald of the Arclight to add us a copy of Advanced Ritual Art, and from there we can't really do anything, but we are pretty good and pretty set up for next turn if we can get something off the top. So we're just going to pass it back to our opponent. They will draw main one and just end phase. They don't have any plays that they can do. Flip it back to us, and we are going to draw for turn another copy of Diviner of the Herald. That is insane. So Diviner will send another copy of Herald of the Arclight to add us a copy of the Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon. We're going to activate the copy of Advanced Ritual Art, sending a copy of the Blue Eyes White Dragon to get us out a copy of the Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon, which is awesome. So direct attack here for 4,000, and that'll clear it up very nicely. Alright, so this last replay right here is basically just going to show how the Auroradon combo line works. So what we are going to do here, just get out enough material for our Needle Fiber. So Adhara is going to get itself out. We're going to special summon the Bigfoot. The important thing to note here is that you do not want to put more cards on the board than just the Halqifibrax. If you have anything other than the Halqifibrax, then the combo will not work. So we're going to use the effect of the Halqifibrax to get out the Deskbot to go into a copy of the Mecha Phantom Beast Auroradon. Auroradon effect will get us out 3 Mecha Phantom Beast tokens. And then from here, the Deskbot 001 will activate in Graveyard, special summoning itself out. And from here, we can go into a copy of Herald of the Arclight, and then we're going to use the copy of the Auroradon to destroy the token as well as the Herald. And we're going to chain the Coltwing that we special summoned from the deck, as well as the Herald of the Arclight, which was sent to the graveyard, to add a copy of the Chaos Max, since we already had the Advanced Ritual Art in graveyard. Now the Coltwing will summon out two more tokens, and we will be able to get back out a copy of Deskbot 001. And from here, we're going to synchro into a copy of the Clearwing Synchro Dragon, use the copy of Advanced Ritual Art to dump a copy of the Blue Eyes White Dragon to get out a copy of Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon. And this is just going to be too much for our opponent. This replay was to just show what the Auroradon line is capable of if you are able to play unimpeded. So this, well, it looks like connection failed. Regardless, it was a pretty good board, and our opponent was going to have trouble dealing with it regardless. But I hope that you have enjoyed. Go kick some ass with this Chaos, with this Blue Eyes Chaos Max deck profile. Let me know how it does. Let me know how you would change things. Hit the subscribe button if you are new. Looking forward to seeing you in the future for future deck profiles and discussions and whatever may have you. Until tomorrow, I have been Spellslinger. Take care.